Coney could be in the area. In late 2012, I talked to people who said that they had been aware of where Coney was, and they actually drew me a map of where they thought the LRA camp was. The map places Coney in Kafia Kinji, a disputed enclave on the borders of Sudan and South Sudan. It's a
I wonder why you set it on your couch.
Tracking Coney by normal means is close to impossible.
And their thing.
Turns to satellite image analysts via Amnesty for help.
Talk to me, Sokolov.
Our suspicion was to probably set up their hiding camp close to a river, because that's where they need to survive. And eventually, we found what we believe was Joseph Coney's camp. Over the next few weeks, we used satellite imagery to confirm that Coney was actually there. In March 2013, they were finally ready to strike. Ugandan military set up an operation to surround it.
What?
Fortunately, Coney and his troops had left. Rumors on the ground suggest Coney knew the attack was coming. There was some suspicion that the Sudanese military had given him this information. Sudan's military is believed to be using Coney as a pawn in their wars against their bitter neighbors, South Sudan. This is one of the most volatile, unstable regions on Earth. And someone like Coney with his band of very disciplined, very committed, ruthless fighters is a very useful asset to have on that chessboard. But many believe the day will come when, just like Saddam Hussein, Coney's luck will run out.
Hi, buddy.
Once his usefulness to his protectors is over, there will be nowhere for him to hide from the eyes in the sky.
Who knows what this device is capable
will be captured one day.
What she's
escape forever.
What is it, Toby? What? At the skiff? Oh.
Satellite monitoring the most remote region of our planet captures a bizarre feature in the ice.
Oh wait, that one girl's staying with us. I need to talk to her.
Looks like a fortress encased in ice, the kind of thing Superman might hang out of. I've never seen anything like this before.
Dust District.
I never knew that there was so much evil in this world.
I won't stop until I'm dead in my grave.
Field's new season. Follow the investigation in real time, beginning tonight at 10 on Discovery. Next Tuesday, the mound contains 10,000 years of human history. In the
Oh, she's made her own little thing here.
What on Earth? All new next Tuesday at 9 on Science.
Good to see that you're still with us. Thank you for helping me too.
You always do that. You always do that. You crawl half on my chair and look at me and go, Daddy, Toby needs something. Toby needs something, Daddy.
All I needed to do to get an estimate was step 12.
Always doing that. Bro, you so cute.
My insurance company.
Wanna go party? Wanna go outside? Have poop?
Where's your brother?
Cool. Pigeon.
Charlie?
You can leave worry behind, but Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Let's go.
I have no idea what's in the seaweed wrap. But with this USP seal, I know exactly what's in my Nature Made gummy.
I think this was...
Nature Made has the first gummy certified by USP, a non-profit organization.
Or used to be that one thing I fell into.
Look, brother's the perfect comfort food.
And I'm all about comfort. You know that.
It's kind of weird that you leave the house in your pajamas.
This is business casual.
I'm ready.
None yet business?
SpongeBob style.
From breakfast to bedtime with new Low Brothers. This is Sonic.
People would ask me in different countries that we traveled, what is your nationality? And I would always answer Hispanic. So when I got my Ancestry DNA results, it was a shocker. I'm from all
Yes, let's go.
hunger in your heart to want to know more.
Why pause a spontaneous moment? Cialis for daily use treats ED and the urinary symptoms
Woo.
of BPH.
Tell your doctor about your medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away.
Great.
Lasting more than 4 hours. If you have a sudden decrease or loss of hearing or vision or an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis.
When you have something you love, you want to protect it. At LegalZoom, our network of attorneys can help you every step of the way with an estate plan including wills or a living trust that grows along with you and your family. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
This is Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Kevin has a new show where he's out of the lab. Got it. And on the street. He's bringing experiments so big, so unexpected, they will blow your mind. Street Science, new series, starts January 11th at 10. On Science.
Street Science. It's funny, I'm interested in that.
January 2012. The GeoEye
Ooh.
satellite photographs a strange formation in a wilderness of ice.
It almost looks like Superman's Fortress of Solitude. The way it just kind of sits in the ice and snow. It looks like maybe a kind of round fortress with some rooms even. It has some kinds of symmetry to it that you wouldn't expect to see in nature.
Analysis of the image measures the concentric ovals at 400 feet wide. Archaeologist Mark Altawheel takes a closer look.
The kind of thing that when you see it almost anywhere in the world, you say immediately
Ashworth.
man-made. The rings of the structure look like the walls of some sort of compound, like something that's been designed. We're in the middle of the Antarctic, so what in the world is that doing there?
The image comes from one of the most remote, untouched regions on Earth. The vast frozen deserts of East Antarctica.
This is in the middle of nowhere.
I miss the old man that, you know,
On the planet.
It's the coldest,
took us everywhere in the last one.
yes, place on Earth. It's
That was fun.
thousands of miles from any other civilization.
He's my best bud.
Is some sort of man-made compound. The question is
Ah!
it
Oh.
what is it used for?
A possible lead comes from the feature's shape. At first glance,
About
designs of known polar research bases.
Because of the
Yes.
wind in Antarctica, one of the common types of structures is sort of a dome or a circular facility that allows snow to move around it.
The Amundsen Scott
Okay.
Research Station at the South Pole was built under a giant dome to stop encroaching
Okay, that one's
snow
already
from
fully
burying
upgraded.
buildings.
There are a handful of examples in Antarctica of bases that have been
Enemies are lower than
abandoned
the
over time.
traps.
Some of them have been consumed by ice.
It does look like it could be in some way
Oh,
related
okay.
to an abandoned
So,
But there's a problem with
yes.
this theory.
We know where every base has been.
Corpse possession,
There's always the possibility that it's
extend
we
duration.
don't know about it. It's not on the record.
Research scientists have little reason to conceal their bases. But some people might want to hide their activities from prying eyes.
Underneath the ice and snow in Antarctica is an unbelievable wealth of minerals and metals.
Woo!
And things that
My best friend.
unbelievable lengths to get their hands on.
There's already been
Other than Sadie.
mineral development in the Arctic. We see companies and countries scrambling to claim the mineral deposits that they think might be.
Oh shit.
It's conceivable that this could happen in the Antarctic.
I didn't expect that.
And oil rigs in the Arctic are often surrounded by protective outer walls similar to the concentric rings.
Yeah, I already got rid of the crown color, so. Oh!
But in Antarctica, mineral and oil exploitation is banned.
An international treaty forbids any sort of
Yeah,
drilling
friend.
for things like oil in Antarctica, but it doesn't mean people haven't tried to maybe do it a little bit on the sly, a little bit secretly.
During the energy crisis of the 1970s, there were rumors that some countries considered drilling for Antarctica's vast oil.
Oh no, the bakery.
Someone is secretly chasing black gold.
And not
Angelfish?
that some nation could attempt to go in and set up some sort of base there, but it's an incredibly difficult place to operate.
The image lacks the telltale signs of such a complex facility.
This image represents mining activity. If it were,
Okay.
you'd still see evidence of infrastructure, buildings, or an airstrip. We don't see any of that. We just see one circular object.
Investigators consider a possible natural explanation for the phenomenon.
Dickhead, what do you think I'm doing?
Bizarre ice formation caused by powerful Antarctic winds.
They're called countermatic winds, and they can form these features called sastrugi, equivalent of dew.
Okay, now everyone wants a piece of me.
Sastrugi are sharp, wave-like ridges in the snow's surface that run parallel
Don't you dare.
to the direction of the wind. They can form highly unusual shapes,
Whoa!
rarely those visible in the image.
We are probably not looking at sastrugi in this image because the feature here is
I
circular,
won't be taking anything.
like the general pattern of sastrugi.
There's another force of nature caused by ice melt in Antarctica that might explain the shape of this feature.
If it was a natural process that explained this,
Why does everyone have to be such a dick to me?
those dark splotches, I would say
Oh shit.
splotches are surface melt. That surface melting tends to pond and form what are called superglacial lakes.
The surface of these lakes can refreeze, leaving a pool of liquid water under the ice.
If that pond drains out, it will leave a void underneath the ice, which could then collapse inward. And the structure that you see here, you can almost imagine a circular pond that has collapsed inward and created these cracks as the ice could collapse in. It's a punch effect.
Collapsing ice could conceivably create similar shapes on a thinly covered pond. But in Antarctica, the ice sheets can be incredibly thick.
3.5 miles of ice covers most of Antarctica.
Ice sheets miles deep are unlikely to collapse.
We can learn a lot.
Hi, Dominic.
But without actually going there, we're not going to be able to figure out exactly what this depression is.
We don't know what this structure is, and we might never know. Antarctica is really good at keeping its secrets.
There is no expedition planned to investigate this mysterious feature. Until someone sets foot on this barren patch of ice, its true nature will remain.
How? Shit.
Pluto, for so long a mystery, has finally been revealed. And these astounding images have rocked science.
Everywhere we looked, it looked different. And that shook us to the core.
Ice volcanoes, fast-flowing glaciers, and mountain ranges as big as the Rockies.
How was your day?
Pluto would be dead.
Yeah, me too.
We couldn't have been more.
Yours? Oh shoot.
It was amazing. I mean, every new world is just incredible, but like, we
I'm sorry.
had no idea that Pluto was so complex.
In 2015, Pluto showed us its heart. But does its greatest secrets lie below? Could tiny Pluto harbor alien life forms 3 billion miles from the sun?
I saw you. No use hiding.
Robotic probes, armed with scientific instruments, have been compiling a family photo album of our solar system for over 40 years. And these close-up portraits have taught us almost everything we know about our closest cosmic relatives.
The lesson of planetary science is you have to go there to really resolve things in detail and to make the big discoveries.
But until recently, one portrait had escaped our robotic eyes. The dwarf planet Pluto. Pluto used to be our most distant planet, until modern astronomers discovered lots of other icy objects orbiting alongside Pluto. And in 2006, poor Pluto got demoted. Pluto is tiny, smaller than our moon, and it's so far away.
This makes me so mad.
That our finest telescope can pick out only a faint blob.
The very best images we made of Pluto were with the Hubble Space Telescope. And the Hubble Space Telescope could only get, about 20 pixels across Pluto. We knew that there were areas that were bright and dark, but we didn't know what they were, and it wasn't a very clear view at all.
This fuzzy image was pretty much all we had to work out what Pluto was like.
We knew that it had nitrogen ice on it, we knew it had a moon, and we knew these other things. But still, you have to...
How long is this gonna take?
Away 3 billion miles or more. We just had to go there to understand it.
Summer 2015. NASA's New Horizons probe flies past Pluto, completing a 9-year journey from Earth, and
there's a
the first
leak.
ever close-up images of this most mysterious of worlds. Many scientists were expecting to find a flat, dead world, similar to our moon. But instead, the pictures reveal a world of dizzying diversity. High mountain ranges, winding glaciers, and vast, crater-free plains all hint at recent geological activity. Pluto, it seemed, was alive.
When we saw the first truly high-resolution images that revealed Pluto in all of its glory and complexity, it was an amazing emotional release for all of us on the mission team. We suddenly got up this image that showed jagged mountains and totally bizarre hills and smooth plains and no craters at all on that particular image, showing that this really was a geologically youthful region.
Some of the features revealed by New Horizons defied simple explanation. One of the most baffling was a pair of vast mounds on the surface of Pluto, each topped by a deep depression. These mounds...
Let's be a bit more careful this time.
But how could that be possible on a planetary surface made mostly from ice?
Now, if you were to see something like that on Earth, you'd say, that's a volcano. If you saw it on Mars, you'd say, that's a volcano. You see it on Pluto, you think, what is this? There's nothing that can drive volcanoes on Pluto, as far as we know. So, what are these things?
The mysterious mounds on Pluto are huge, over 100 miles wide and around 3 miles high. To make sense of these perplexing formations, scientists turn to similar-looking features here on Earth. Planetary geologists like Janie Radabach call them shield volcanoes.
This volcano we're headed for is called Skjaldbreidr, and it means broad shield in Icelandic. But in some ways it's sort of the eponymous shield volcano we're about to land on.
Shield volcanoes are formed by long, drawn-out eruptions of runny lava, and they're said to resemble the shape of a warrior shield lying on the ground. This one erupted just 9,000 years ago.
You can see giant crater right here, summit crater, that's typical shield volcanoes. And it's actually pretty deep right here, deeper than I expected. This is quite a young volcano, and so you can still really clearly see that crater. And actually we see the summit crater on Pluto's shields very clearly. And that really kind of makes us really think they could be a shield volcano just because of it. Broad shape and a summit crater, just like this.
It's not unusual to find shield volcanoes on other planets. Mars, like Earth, is made mostly from rock, and it's home to the monumental volcano Olympus Mons, built up from vast eruptions of hot, runny lava millions of years ago. But lava is
shit.
And that's a problem, because Pluto should be too small and too far from the sun to have anything melted. If its broad features really are volcanic, they must be made from something very different to lava. Janie Radabach believes the light color of Pluto's mystery mounds offers crucial...
The kind of eruptions that make this shape a volcano are, hundreds or thousands of individual eruptions over time. Of the fissure.
How many rewild tools do I have?
They just pile up on top of each other and continue to flow out,
I don't know.
a broad shield over time. The same thing has happened on Pluto. It's just the lava that's erupted from Pluto doesn't look anything like this. It's not dark in color, it's not made of basalt. Instead, it's made of water ice.
Like you since I put on the
Unlike
uniform.
Earth, Pluto
Oh, you're a dick.
surface of frozen nitrogen on top of a bedrock.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Water ice. But from time to time, some of this water ice must be melting to form explosive flows
There's it.
that spew out onto Pluto's surface, just
Are you,
like
okay.
lava does on Earth.
That's okay. I wasn't doing anything anyways.
Surface, building up to form broad, icy shields, just like the rocky shields we find on Earth and Mars.
If the water under the surface can be melted by something, some energy, it can burst through the surface and flow, just like lava does here on Earth. So instead of volcanoes like you have here, you get cryovolcanoes, cold volcanoes, on these more distant objects.
We have a myopic view of the universe, thinking everything has to be the way it is here. Here on Earth, volcanoes are hot. But on Pluto, volcanoes run cold, not hot.
But maybe the most exciting thing about Pluto's volcanoes is that they are virtually free from impact craters, meaning the warm slush must have flowed out of them really recently.
These features are very, very young. Pluto is active today. There hasn't been enough time for the bombardments of comets impacting Pluto to build up a record of craters on the surface. Pluto is active today. That's the headline.
The potential for active volcanoes on Pluto stuns scientists, but they pale in comparison when close-up images of Pluto's smooth heart are revealed, because this Texas-sized basin of ice appears to be boiling.
Where did he go?
10 contestants. One dream.
I can't wait to get out there and
to become the
lost ancestry. My ancestry DNA. I'm just trying to learn as much as I can about my culture. I put the gele on my head, and I looked into the mirror and was trying not to cry.
Well, I'm in the water anyway.
But it's like the most important hat I've ever owned.
Discover the story only your DNA can tell. Order your kit now at AncestryDNA.com.
If you're seeing a Whopper Jr., nuggets, fries, and a drink for $3.99, you're not going crazy. The new Whopper Jr. meal deal at Burger King gets you a flame-grilled Whopper Jr., 4-piece nuggets, fries, and a drink for just $3.99. Get the $3.99 Whopper Jr. meal deal now, only at Burger King.
All your live channels and DVR on your devices data-free. It's entertainment your way.
Why pause a spontaneous moment? Cialis for daily use treats ED and the urinary symptoms of BPH. Tell your doctor about your medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than
Let's hope this goes better than
allergic reaction. Stop taking Cialis and get
last time.
Right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis.
Let it go. When was the last time we grilled out? Let's tell it on Let Go.
We are extremely interested in the barbecue. It's time to snap, post, chat, and sell. It's time to let go.
Howlers? Howlers.
It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
NBA League Pass is the gift that keeps on giving this holiday season, giving you live NBA action from wherever you are. Catch the games on your TV and computer. Stream them on your phone and other devices with the new NBA app. Every NBA NBA night is a Kansas night. This holiday season, get NBA League Pass for a new low price. To order today, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or visit directtv.com/NBA.
Whoa, they have a lot of stuff in here.
Only AT&T offers all your live channels and media on your devices data-free. It's entertainment your way.
Kevin loves fire. Let's say fire. Kevin loves explosions.
Should have stayed quiet.
And in his new series, Kevin and his slow-motion expert Darren are out to get a reaction and blow people's minds. He's taking scientific experiments
Black market?
out of the lab and supersizing them in the real world. For every reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction. It does look like you're trying to build a death ray. All right, man, now's the time. Ready? Let's do it. All right. The new series starts Wednesday, January 11th at 10. On Science.
Think about it.
Next Tuesday, the mound contains 10,000 years of human history. In the crossfire, Sassy Telhar is no longer an archaeological site. It's a battlefield.
What on Earth? All new next Tuesday at 9 on Science.
Our solar system bears the scars of a violent past. Impact craters litter the surface of rocky planets and moons like our own. Yes, on Earth, these battle scars are wiped away by lava, water, and wind.
If you look at the moon now and you look at it in 1,000 years, not going to be very different. However, if you look at the Earth now and wait an hour, right, we have weather, we have volcanoes, there are lakes that come and go, the sea levels rise and fall over thousands and millions of years. So with all of this geologic activity, we say that the Earth is a living world.
Scientists expected Pluto to be heavily cratered, a geologically dead world similar to our moon. But when New Horizons flew past in 2015, it revealed a vast, heart-shaped, icy plain, which appears much younger than the rest of the planet. And the western part of this plain, Sputnik Planum, is completely crater-free.
Of all the things that we saw coming back, the heart of Sputnik Planum was the most surprising and the most interesting and the most sort of, oh, look at that.
The broad, pale surface of Sputnik Planum offers a window into Pluto's unexpected activity, because it looks an awful lot like icy glaciers do here on Earth.
There's not a crater to be seen anywhere across that surface. And that immediately tells us it's young. Some of the estimates are maybe as young as 10 million years. Only since that stuff has been moved around and changed. That's today in geologic terms.
There's got to be something actively making that surface for it to be that smooth.
Something is regularly smoothing out the surface of Sputnik Planum. But what? Scientists can rule out cryovolcanoes. They make mountains, not plains. So what else could it be? The first clue comes from pale, snaking lines that appear to feed into the northern rim of the planet.
Yeah? Okay.
Sinuous features look just like the rivers of ice that flowed from mountainous glaciers here on Earth.
What we're looking at here is a massive glacier pouring out across the valley and emptying into a glacial lake.
Okay.
One of the first things we noticed when we saw the close-up images from New Horizons is not only a vast field of kind of a flat glacier, but also tiny little feeder networks into the glacier, like valley glaciers just like this one, emptying into the larger continental glacier.
Ices must be forming in Pluto's ice, and then flowing downhill into Sputnik Planum, just like outlet glaciers flow from high mountains here on Earth. But on Pluto, it's too cold for water ice to flow, so the outlets feeding Sputnik Planum must be filled with a very different kind of ice.
So the glaciers have to be made of things like nitrogen. Now, nitrogen is what makes up most of our atmosphere. It's a gas here. But at those temperatures, it freezes and becomes an ice, and a glacier of nitrogen.
On Pluto, nitrogen ice has the texture of toothpaste, and it flows down mountains made of water ice.
Those glaciers are flowing, and what's more, there are no craters on them, so they're active, they're young, they're flowing right now today.
We now think Sputnik Planum is a vast basin filled with frozen nitrogen and fed by mountainous glaciers to the north. Edges of the basin are so smooth. But what about the regions that sit beyond the reach of the glacial flow? Something else must be wiping out craters in the middle of the basin.
Oh, Solar Y.
Jenny Radabov believes
oh my. Okay.
Surface of Sputnik Planum.
What are you doing, buddy?
Possibility. Pluto's.
Oh, why do you have to pee in my face? Oh.
Welcome to Sputnik.
What are you doing, Solar?
Really, this is what it would look
What are you
like
doing?
standing on the surface of it.
Huh?
You see a vast
What are you doing?
flat glacier behind us. Really white, extending off to the distance.
Yeah, I smell weird. I was at school today.
A ring of mountains.
Yes.
When we look at the surface of Sputnik Planum, we notice that there are regularly spaced.
Oh my God, what are you on me?
They're a little bit rounded
okay.
at the edges, and they really have the appearance of something that's formed by convection.
Oh shit! I accidentally hit him. Oh, is he dead? Oh, he's dead. Oh God.
It's bringing material up,
Solar, look at what you made me do.
pulling it back down again at the sides, convecting over and over again.
The nitrogen ice of Sputnik Planum could be boiling like a pot of oatmeal, but so slowly the boiling surface.
You want me to play? Huh?
Time. A similar but
I don't want kisses.
makes patchwork patterns in Earth's
Go get it.
active muscles. Hot globs of lava rise up, forming
What?
rounded cells on the surface.
What?
And cool,
What is it, Solar?
slipping between the gaps formed by the hottest bubbles of molten rock.
As we look at the surface of Sputnik Planum, what we're seeing is basically a lava lake in slow motion. There's material rising up and then moving over and descending again as it gets cool. And basically, if we could see that, if we could speed it up over a few thousand years, we would see individual cells all across the surface roiling and churning and boiling, moving, convecting nitrogen.
You really have to step back and realize just how amazing and weird this is. The temperature is hovering near 400 degrees below zero, and things are bubbling up and moving around. There's geology happening. What you have to remember is that it doesn't take a lot of energy to make something as cold as nitrogen ice flow.
But it does take some energy, and while Pluto wears its
Oh!
sleeve,
I threw the toy and my dad's hat is on top of his lamp, and the toy landed on the hat and it's kind of stuck up there. Solar is so confused.
Next Tuesday, the mound contains 10,000 years of human history, caught in the crossfire.
Sadly, Telkar Core is no longer an archaeological site. It's a battlefield. What we're looking at is a series of tanks.
What are they doing there?
Of growing concern.
Typically, when cracks are formed by earthquakes, they're instantaneous. After the crack was spotted, they continue to grow.
What else could be causing the Earth to tear apart like this?
What on Earth? All new next Tuesday at 9 on Science.
Here you go, Richard. Oh! Is that too hard for you? No.
Oh.
It's too hard for you? Woo! We're playing yes now. Sorry!
We have tap waters from all across the country. This water contains an acceptable amount of lead that's well within the drinkable standards.
Lead?
You look concerned.
Yeah, that's not good. It's not good.
Pure, certified to reduce lead and over 70 other contaminants.
God, look at all of them.
Goat ruffians.
Okay.
Covered it. We know a thing or two.
I'm gonna stop here because I have food to eat. Sonic. So,
Introduces Jeanette.
I'll catch you guys later.
At first, getting paid was tough until she got QuickBooks. Now she's